Welcome to the tutorial for assembling the Bear Hug card. We're going to begin by scoring crosswise, which is how we always begin assembling our cards. I put the point of my scoring tool on the dotted line, line up my straight edge, press firmly, and several times run my scoring tool across there. This card has been printed on 160-gram paperweight on an inkjet printer, so that's why it's borderless, and I love that. Because it's heavier paper, I do need to burnish, so I protect my image and use my credit card to burnish. Maybe I'm a maniac, but I tend to do it on both sides because I want that fold to be really nice and crisp, and it is. Now I do see here, I see a tiny bit of overlap. That means the printer put it off a little bit off center. So we're going to go ahead and trim that so that there's no white edge sneaking out from the bottom. As always, I place the edge of my knife where I want it to be, and then align the ruler. I'm going to press down firmly, hold my knife blade perpendicular to the paper, and very gently swipe the knife, and off it comes. Now I have a nice clean edge on the bottom of my card. Open the card flat. Now it's time to score the other direction, which would be lengthwise. I place my scoring tool on the dotted line, line up my straight edge, press down firmly on the straight edge, and again run the scoring tool several times to create that nice dent in the paper. And we fold that in half. We see that it's creating its own little dent there, so that's good. It's creating its own fold. Because it's thicker paper, I need to burnish. I always burnish from the center out towards the edge. I honestly can't explain why I do that. I think somebody taught me that a long time ago, but it's just my habit. So we've got a few things. Oh, look, I just noticed, because it's borderless, these edges are perfect, no trimming. Got a couple of things that we're going to cut on this design. One is going to be around the edges of the heart, because that heart is going to pop out. As with all of our symmetrical pop-out designs, I'm going to be cutting myself a little guide mark with a sticky note. I put it on the edge of the heart. I'm going to be cutting around the heart, top and bottom, but I do not want to cut that side part. So I use my scissors because I like them. And I take off my Post-it note. I won't need Because this is heavier paper, now I'm trying to fold this and it actually folds pretty easily. I can see that I might want to snip a little higher on that heart because I want the heart edge to be perpendicular with the edge of the card. So I push that down a bit, push it back the other way. So if this is all we did, we open the card again carefully, pop it back in, up in our spine, then what we've got is a little heart coming out of our bear hug. That may be enough, you think, but that's not enough for us. So we're also going to be cutting a little bit around the bear's mouth because we want him to open his mouth a little bit. And we're going to be cutting around the line of his mouth just to the point where there's a little triangle. You can see from his eye down to the edge of his mouth, that's a little triangle. So we're going to cut that. And the point to which I want to fold is going to be at that triangle. So I can fold that. This is one of the situations where scoring is a good idea. Because I need something small, I'm going to use my credit card. I have the edge of the cut, and I know where I want that fold to go, which is right up there on his nose. And then that helps me fold forward and to the other side. Now we've got two cuts that we've made. One, poke that down in the middle. So we have his little mouth opening and we have his heart beating. Now we're going on to the kind of complicated part, but it's going to be fun, I promise. What we're going to be doing, because we've printed this double-sided, we've got the other side of the bear paws and we've got some backing for behind the bear himself. We flatten the card. This is the part that I'm not so great at, but maybe you're better at it. We're going to be using a craft knife because there's no other way around it. So what I'm going to be doing is cutting around each one of the upper arms, right till about the shoulder joint. So we do that as best you can. Again, it doesn't have to be completely detailed. Depending on your skills with a craft knife, mine aren't that great. So we cut around him. And so I've freed this much of his arm. I'm going to cut a little bit more into here to his shoulder. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, from the shoulder. also freed up. I would like those to be even. That looks like I need to cut in just a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more here. Now, so what's happened is because we printed two-sided, when I fold this arm over, it still has color, which is great. We're not done yet. Here is the secret. On this paw, if you can see it, there's a little line, and we're going to slice that with some scissors or a knife. And then opposing that, there's a little line on the bottom of his paw. So what that does for us is I cut along that slit, snip, and I cut along this line, snip. Now when we reassemble the card, we fold it crosswise, poke in the spine, his little mouth is coming out, his little heart is coming out. That's awesome. We're going to take these two arms together and we're going to insert the slits so that they connect. Now what's also happened, because we double-sided printing, we haven't lost the background from where we took his arms. So we've got, as we fold the card, his arms go back together. We have a fun beginning of the card. We open it up to the bear hug with his little mouth, who knows if he's kissing or saying I love you, and his beating heart inside. And then our fun little saying on the back, and a place for you to take credit for assembling the card.